Department of Media Studies at Dixie State University. This is Radio St. George at 100.3 FM.
Good morning and welcome to KDXI St. George, Radio St. George at 100.3 FM. It's our pleasure to present to you The Garden Show with Artie and Woody. It's time to find out, how does your garden grow? Here are your hosts for The Garden Show, Artie and Woody.
All right, folks. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. It's Artie and Woody, or Woody and Artie.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Oh, it isn't New Year?
What?
Oh, sorry. I got ahead of myself. Hey, Artie, you look good today, buddy.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have Dixie University cross-country shirt on.
Oh, boy, you look great.
No,
Are
thanks.
the women still after you? The
Oh,
paparazzi?
Absolutely.
Lawn chair lady?
So I've been getting in trouble wearing these Dixie State University shirts.
Yeah?
Let's see. So I went to the bookstore, I think a year ago, and I had, these shirts were on sale, these athletic shirts, and it has a Dixie State University on the shirt, and then below it, there's a different, title. Like, for example, there's a Dixie State University tennis shirt, which is the one I'm wearing, or the cross-country shirt. So they had a different sport for every shirt. And they're only $5 each, so I got 20 of them.
Whoa!
So every day, I wear something different. So when I go to the gas station or around town, people ask me, "So, are you supporting the tennis team?" "Yeah, go tennis." Or how's the cross country team? And corresponding to whatever shirt I'm wearing, and I have no idea, how they're doing. I'm not even an athletic supporter.
Oh! You're not.
I'm not. I just have the, I'm just paying for the shirt, for the cheap shirt. I'm just wearing the cheap shirt. And so I'm getting myself in trouble because I'm making stuff up now, like the football shirt, So I was in Panda Express the other day. "So how's Dixie State University's football team this year?" And I responded, "Yeah, looks like we're going to have a great year."
They look at you and probably think you're a coach.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, I wore the rugby shirt the other day, the Dixie State University rugby shirt.
Now, there's a rough game.
Yeah, and everyone asked me about, rugby. I have no idea about rugby, but I was convincing. Yeah, we're going to have a great rugby team this year. They're awesome.
Yeah.
So speaking about Dixie State University, we are broadcasting live from the beautiful campus of Dixie State University. We want to thank Sean Denovan for letting us do the show, and it's the Fun Garden Show. Let's get started.
Yeah, Sean, thank you.
Oh, and by the way, they can join us at any time at 435-879-4100. Call us if you'd like to participate in the program. Call or text us at 435-879-4100. Or they can go to
funandgarden.com.
Now, tell us about that website.
Okay, funandgarden.com has all of our posts on it, things like a picture of Harvey and different issues that we talk about. And it also has a preview of the next week's program, what it's going to be and what we're going to talk about. Fun and Garden on Facebook has recordings of all of our programs where you can go in and go back 2 or 3 months and listen to a program.
But going forward, we're going to have the episodes of the show on funandgarden.com.
We are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna do that.
All right.
So, and you can also log on to funandgarden.com to ask some questions and participate in the show.
Yeah, you can leave questions on there, and then we'll answer them. If Harvey can't answer them, I will answer them.
Oh, and speaking of which, as far as the website is concerned, your chili sauce recipe is online.
It is.
So if you want to know the secret recipe to Woody's,
that's good stuff.
Oh yeah, it was great. You were going to get me an extra bottle of it.
Well, yeah.
You're keeping it all to yourself. You're being selfish.
I know.
Just kidding. So what's on the show today? What are we going to talk about?
Well,
What's going on?
The first thing we're going to talk about, I want to talk about butterflies and bees.
The birds and the bees.
The birds and the,
you're gonna talk
the
about
butterflies and the bees. There's an issue in the United States and actually in the world today, but there's a couple of our insect friends that are in trouble, and one of them are bees, honeybees.
Okay.
And they have had the last 7-8 years, they've been fighting because all of a sudden, like these fellows that have lots of hives and they take them around and pollinate orchards and things, they'll have 100 beehives. All of a sudden, half their hives are gone and dead. And they've been trying to figure out why. And they've come up with several reasons, and one of them is a virus and so on. But the thing that puts the stress on the honeybee so that it's susceptible to the virus is the fact, and this will kind of surprise people, but it's the fact that there's not enough flowers and things planted for them to pollinate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Over the years, like in St. George, they come along and say, we want you to xeriscape. Take out your lawn, put in gravel, take out your flowers and put in shrubs, and then put drip systems and save water. And all that's great, except for if you're a bee, all of a sudden there's nothing there to pollinate. And it's stress. It's like it weakens the hive to where these diseases can come in. Okay. And when you think about it, when we were kids, Artie, like in Salt Lake, if I would go over on the west side of Salt Lake, say West Jordan and Riverton and those places, you had big farms, and then in between their fields, they had these areas where they didn't plow, and there was like sunflowers and different things growing. And along the irrigation ditches, there was flowers and different things, and a lot of that's gone now. They've come along and they put culverts in and they cover it, and they do away with the flowers and the different things.
Especially in the city.
Yeah, especially. Yeah. And that has happened to such an extent that the bees are in trouble. And the other species that is in trouble is the monarch butterflies. Okay. The monarch butterflies are down to 10% of what they were 15 years ago.
Really?
90% of their species has died off. And the main reason, they migrate from Mexico, and in the spring they fly across the United States, and they go up to Canada in the summer. And it's like, what we think of in the way of birds that migrate, only it's a butterfly. And there was a time when there's millions of them, and their numbers have dropped dramatically. And what they've found is there's a particular flower that they are drawn to, that they use for their nectar, their food, and that's a milkweed. Okay. And the same things happen to the milkweed that's happened to a lot of other flowers. Is it's been taken out. It was a weed that was along the ditch banks and the farms and your backyard and things like that. And then as we come in and we build homes and we put gravel in and we put culverts in and we cover the ditches up, all of a sudden there's not enough milkweed for the monarch butterflies. And then the other issue that's facing both of these is that our commander-in-chief has proposed modifying the endangered species program to where if a species like the monarch butterfly is in trouble, they estimate and figure out how much money it's going to take to fix it, and then they decide if they want to fix it or not. And what we end up doing is have politicians making decisions about our future environment. When I was a young child, and when you were young, very often you'd be maybe out playing on the lawn or playing in the hose as a child, and there would be these monarch butterflies that were,
Yeah, I remember those.
and you'd even maybe put your finger out, and sometimes they'd even light on your finger, and you'd sit and watch them, and they'd flap their wings, and they would go in the flowers in the flower gardens, and it was kind of neat. You take bees, and there's about a very high percentage of our food that we wouldn't have if we don't have honeybees because they pollinate. And all of your fruits and vegetables would disappear if the honeybee disappears. So it's an issue that we need to, think about. And as an example, Burpee Seed Company, the Burpee garden products, the last couple of years, if you order online from them, they send you a package, a free package of flower seeds. And they're seeds that bees like to pollinate, daisies and different things. It's kind of a smorgasbord and it's mixed together. So you could take a 5x5 piece of your garden and rake it out and put this seed package in and have a little, something for the butterflies and the bees to work on. And then the other thing that's going on is there's a movement afoot to people are going online and buying milkweed seeds for the monarch.
So you can actually grow them.
Yeah, and planting them, and so that when they're on their way through and they're migrating, that they have this milkweed. And, you don't have to take your whole yard out or anything, but just have 2 or 3 plants of it.
Now, how often do you plant milkweed?
Well, I think it's an annual, and if it doesn't reseed itself, you'd have to plant it each year. But I'm not sure. I should have, that's a good question, and I should have looked it up.
No problem.
But those are simple things that we can do. I was thinking, well, what if a person wants to xeriscape and have gravel and those things and not use a lot of water? Well, if you didn't do anything else, you could buy a container, a pot, and plant some daisies in it and put it on your patio, or put milkweed in it. And it would be going toward helping the bees and the butterflies. We have a beautiful world that we live in, and when these species disappear, we're all diminished by that.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth making a little effort to keep these things around. The beauty of the world. A beautiful butterfly is really great. And yeah, there's other kinds of butterflies, but the monarch is kind of a special one because it travels across the United States and it's color-wise and everything. It's orange and black and white.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that's my soapbox for today to encourage people to get some milkweed seeds and to get any kind of flower. But if you buy some perennials, get stuff like gaillardia or daisies or coreopsis, and the bees love them. And they'll come into your yard and buzz around. I have a eastern redbud on my front lawn, and in the spring when the flowers come out, there's so many bees in that tree that you can't hardly talk to a person next to the tree because the noise of the bees is so great. You have to walk across the yard to be able to talk to each other because they're buzzing. There must be 1,000 bees up in that tree hitting those flowers. So anyway, that's kind of on more of a serious note than we usually are. But
Now, drawn some trivia?
yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Got some monarch butterfly trivia. The monarch butterfly, their wing flap is slower than other butterflies. It's about 300 to 720 times a minute.
Wow. That doesn't seem slow, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't seem slow at all.
Does it say what about the milkweed or what they eat?
Yeah, do you want to see milkweed? Okay, so according to the web, when should I plant milkweed? To allow for natural stratification, sow collected seeds directly into mulch bed in the fall, and the seed will germinate the following spring. You can also use grow lights in a greenhouse. So folks plant that indoors for a couple months before they transport them to the ground. So anyway, so
I have
fall.
a niece that lives back in North Carolina, and that's they have a lot of monarchs back there, and there's a lot of her neighbors and that have gotten together in a group and are planting milkweed.
Are they really?
Yeah,
Okay.
to try to help the. In fact, there's one lady that it talks about in the newspaper article there that has a yard, a very small yard, 20 by 20, in her, and with a fence around it, and the whole thing is milkweed. She's put in the whole yard to feed the monarchs. So,
Let's see. So the benefits of monarch butterflies. Let's see. Well, of course, they're beautiful. They contribute to the health of our planet. While feeding on nectar, they pollinate many types of wildflowers. So,
yeah, we don't think of butterflies as pollinators, but they are.
yeah.
Actually, butterflies are pollinators. Honeybees are pollinators. The mason bees are pollinators. And another pollinator that people don't think about a lot are ants.
And ants, really?
Yeah, because they'll crawl up into a flower and they get pollen on them, and then they crawl into another flower and it pollinates it. It really does.
Here's a fun fact about bees. Bees stroke their wings at 11,400 times per minute.
Whoa.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Worker bees are all females. And they dance. If they want to communicate, they dance.
Oh,
That's my.
I wonder if they do the two-step or
I think
the
they do that.
Tennessee waltz. Or,
About 3,500 honeybees fly 5,500 miles to make 1 pound of honey. So,
wow.
and the bee's brain is an oval shape, and it's about the size of a sesame seed. So I could keep on going on and on and on.
And on.
But so the honeybees, they do a good thing for us, and they help pollinate it.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool.
Yeah, and you think about when you were a kid and like the neighborhood I grew up in, we had a big field next to our house, vacant lot basically is what it was. But in the summer, it was filled with sunflowers and wildflowers and things like that. And, they come along and they scrape it off and they build a building there. And that's all gone now, the vacant lot.
Yeah.
And so, where did the bees go?
Honeybees pollinate the fruits and vegetables we eat in the U.S. It represents an agricultural value of over $15 billion a year. So, yeah. They're important. They're important to us, along with the monarch butterflies that you're mentioning.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so the subject we're going to talk about today is nutrition.
Okay, that's
a few weeks ago we were talking about cooking, And so we're going to do some nutrition. This is not how to cook something, but what's in it. What I'd like to do is help people when they go to the grocery store to make good decisions on what they buy.
Okay.
You know, when you go to the grocery store and you walk down the grocery aisle and you pick up cans or you pick up produce, those decisions make a lot of difference on your health and your weight and things like that.
Sure.
So that's what we're going to talk about. And I want to give you a quiz.
Okay. Oh, I hate quizzes.
Yeah, I know. But
Oh, my goodness.
there's
You
no
put me on the
test.
spot.
There's no test on this one.
Okay.
Tell me without going.
True.
Tell me.
Oh, sorry.
The answer is yes. What's the question? Without going on the web, tell me what things that you think you can eat that's good for your heart.
Chickpeas. Chickpeas.
You know, you're right.
Beans.
You're right.
Pinto beans.
Yeah.
Let's see. Carrots. No, carrots.
Carrots.
Okay.
Have you
Bell peppers.
You've been cheating on this?
Uh,
Peppers are good for you. Hot peppers are better than sweet peppers.
deep fried mushrooms.
No. You missed on that one.
Okay. Let's see. Legumes. So those are beans. Let's see. Corn.
Corn is not particularly for your heart.
Let's see. Potatoes.
Potatoes, if you eat a potato and you eat the skin with the potato, then it has potassium and things like that in it. It's good for your heart.
Broccoli.
Broccoli is.
All
Broccoli, you know, was the vegetable that George H.W. Bush didn't like.
That's right.
But it's good for you. It's good for your heart.
How about kale?
It's good for you.
Yeah.
Did you look? You're
Ugh.
cheating, aren't you?
No. I've tried some kale recently, a little bit more in my
Yeah.
stir fry cooking and my salads, and I don't really like it.
I don't. I don't either. But
So what else is good for your heart?
okay, so here I've got a list.
Okay.
Cranberries.
Okay.
Cranberries have a lot of, and I'm not going to go into what each one of them have.
But they're good for your heart.
But well, they're either good for your heart as far as blood flow,
Okay.
or as far as lowering your blood pressure.
I need to do that.
And as far as minerals like potassium
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. Okay, so cranberries. How about figs?
Figs.
Figs.
Oh, that's horrible.
They're really good for your heart.
I don't want to eat figs.
No, I have a fig tree.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, flax.
I have flax.
Flax seeds.
Okay.
Okay,
Now how do you prepare those?
I don't know.
Okay, flax seeds.
I've never eaten them. So
Okay.
red hot peppers.
Red hot chili peppers. Red hot peppers.
Chickpeas.
Chickpeas.
Ginger.
Now we talked about here's some fun facts. I'm full of really quick fun facts. I don't
there you
mean to
go.
Okay, California produces almost all of the broccoli sold in the United States. You talked about broccoli earlier. So that's kind of interesting. All right, back
Ginger, the spice
to
ginger.
ginger. I love ginger.
Is particularly good for your blood pressure. So that's interesting. Okay, here's one that you'd probably love.
Okay.
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
Yeah,
So that's good for you.
it's good for you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Green tea.
All right.
Green tea is particularly good for your digestive system.
Is it really?
Uh-huh. Kidney beans. That's where
oh,
they
yeah,
take
yeah.
your kidneys and make beans out of them. Kidney beans are chili beans, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, oranges.
I love oranges.
Yep. And here's your favorite, kale.
Kale.
Here's one that I have a little interesting fact about, garlic.
I love garlic.
You know where garlic is really, really popular?
Oh, Italy.
Yeah, that's true, but Russia.
Russia?
They love garlic and they love cabbage. And garlic in Russia, it's often been called, or decades ago, it was called the Russian penicillin. They would get sick and they would get garlic and eat it and cure themselves of things, like the common cold and stuff.
Now back to kale. Here's a fun fact about kale as far as nutrition is concerned. A serving of kale has more calcium than a small carton of milk.
Yeah.
I'm still not going to eat kale.
I hear something.
Oh, yeah. We have 25 seconds.
Okay, one of the not the last things, red wine.
Red wine. Okay.
One glass every night.
That's
It's
good for you.
your heart.
Good for your health. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and here's one my wife will love, chocolate.
chocolate. Chocolate's good for you.
It's good for your heart.
All right. We have more fun and garden show with Woody and Artie on Radio Dixie 91.3. Up next. Stay with us.
Hola, I am composer Elvio Barilari, your host for Fiesta. On our next program, we will feature the Chicago-based Kaya String Quartet, an all-female ensemble who just released their third CD with the title of Sureño from the South. Next on Fiesta.
Fiesta, Thursdays at noon on Radio St. George 100.3. Radio Dixie is sporting some new custom and embroidered swag, including bowling shirts, Dickie shirts, fleece jackets, t-shirts to be given away, cell phone wallets, bags, and a whole bunch more. And this is because of the Extreme team at Extreme Graphics. Screen printing, embroidery, vinyl, graphic design, Extreme Graphics with an X, a sweet sponsor of DSU Radio.
Hi, I'm Mark Parrish, owner of your local McDonald's. McDonald's offers $2,500 a year in tuition assistance for Dixie State University students. By working at McDonald's, you'll be paid and can be qualified for an additional $2,500 in tuition assistance. Apply at your local McDonald's. I'm Mark Parrish from your local McDonald's, and we're helping you go to college.
Mom used to scream about Dad's drinking. It drove me crazy till Mom went to Al-Anon. If someone's drinking troubling you, you might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon or Alateen family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or go to alanon.org.
Are you pregnant or think you might be? Hope Pregnancy Center offers free confidential pregnancy testing and support to anyone facing a crisis or unplanned pregnancy. Educational options can empower you to make the best decision. With Hope Pregnancy Center, you will never face pregnancy alone. For more information, hopepregnancyutah.org.
Radio St. George 100.3 FM needs your help. Since we're a non-commercial radio station, you have the opportunity to support all of this great, local, community-minded programming with an underwriting sponsorship. Underwriting is a great opportunity to let the community know who you are and that your donation is being used locally to benefit the students at Dixie State University. Be a sponsor. RadioStGeorge.com. And thank you for your support from Radio St. George 100.3 FM.
Non-commercial quality music. Intelligent conversation. Radio St. George at 100.3 FM.
We now return to The Garden Show with Artie and Woody.
It's The Garden Show on Radio St. George 100.3, broadcasting live from the beautiful campus of Dixie State University.
Dynamic duo.
Absolutely. Woody and Artie.
Yeah.
All right, folks, you can call us at any time. It's 435-879-4100 or text us at that number. We can also, you can also interact with us on Facebook and funandgarden.com. Is that correct, Woody?
That's correct.
So before the break, we were talking about we were talking about butterflies and the benefits of butterflies and bees. And then you wanted to talk a little bit more about, food, plants, vegetables that are good for you.
Yeah, that's good for your heart. These were particularly good for your heart. And chocolate, the dark chocolate is actually very good for your heart.
Is it?
It is.
Huh.
Not by the gallons, but, if you had dark chocolate candy bar, a piece every night after dinner is great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
You wash it down with red wine.
Uh-huh.
So, and then here's one that might surprise somebody, maybe not. Almonds.
Almonds.
Almonds. I love different nuts.
I love pecans. I love almonds.
Yeah, and they're really good for you. They have an oil in them that's good for you.
You know what I'm also addicted to is roasted peanuts.
Oh.
Love roasted peanuts, but I sometimes I eat too many of those, and of course, nuts and legumes are good for you. But
you remember the brand they used to sell was in the stores, beer nuts?
Oh, beer nuts.
Oh, I like those. They're really good with the real cold Coca-Cola. Pomegranates.
Pomegranates.
Pomegranate juice they're having now. You can buy in the stores, the health food stores. And then the little, seed modules themselves.
Yeah, those are really tasty.
Yeah.
Really tasty. Love pomegranates.
Here's a good one, blueberries.
Okay.
Blueberries have a lot of good stuff in them for your heart. Beets. Yeah.
I'll pass on the beets.
I like beets on a salad, but they have to be pickled. But the red coloring in beets has some stuff in it that's really good for you.
Sounds horrible.
Salmon.
Salmon's good for your heart?
It's good for your heart. The omega-3. Apples.
Okay.
Apples are good for you. That probably doesn't
Love
surprise anybody.
apples.
Avocados.
I love avocados.
Avocados, they have fat in them, but it's the good kind of fat, as opposed to the kind that's detrimental to you.
And according to the web, it's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Eggplant.
Okay.
Eggplant is good for you. Broccoli, we've talked about. Carrots. Carrots are the king of the vegetables when it comes to being good for your human body. They have so much stuff in them. I buy carrot juice, and I drink a glass each day. And I was looking on the back of the bottle yesterday, and they have 660% of the daily required vitamin A in a glass of carrot juice. So they're really good. Kiwi.
I love kiwi.
Kiwi, that's a good one for you. And here's another fish that you may remember from your childhood. Holy mackerel.
Holy mackerel.
Yep. Not the holy part, but the mackerel part is a good fish for you. Beans and pears. When we were kids, we had pears quite often. Pears aren't quite as popular as they used to be, but pears are good for you.
Yeah.
You don't often see them in the produce section, only when they're in season once a year, but they're in the can section.
You can add some cottage cheese to it, and that's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Asparagus. And the last thing I have written down here is spinach. Spinach, which is good in a salad or cooked.
So sometimes when I eat salad, I just use spinach leaves and not lettuce. So
the other day, I went over to get some stuff for a salad. And I was looking at the prepackaged, and to be honest with you, the iceberg lettuce has absolutely no food value in it. You might as well drink. You might as well drink a half a glass of water.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's nothing in it. Nothing. In fact, it messes up your intestines because it sticks to the side of your intestines. So I was looking for something different, and over at the Walmart produce department, they had prepackaged bags of cold slaw.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't cold slaw that has like the mayonnaise on it. It was 3 or 4 different kinds of cabbage.
Oh, wow.
Mixed in together, and it was all shredded. So I bought one of those. It was very inexpensive, like $1.25 or something, and took it home, and I put some in a bowl and put some tomatoes.
Oh, yeah.
And some cucumbers and some onions in it, and put a little salad dressing on it, and it was great.
That's a great healthy choice.
Yeah, and cabbage is good for you. It's really good for you, especially compared to
iceberg lettuce. Yeah,
iceberg lettuce. Now, Caesar or romaine lettuce, that has some food value. Spinach has some food value. Char has some food value. You can grow all those things in your garden, and they're easy to grow, and they have some food value.
Wow.
So,
Good tips.
There's some information here about nutrition, some general tips. It says to when you have dinner. Now you live alone,
I do.
so you have to control your menu. And it says when you decide on a dinner menu, to be sure to include some vegetables or fruit in the menu.
That's what my doctor tells me.
Yeah. So here you go. I'm agreeing with your doctor.
Okay.
Order at least 2 vegetables when you're eating out. You know, they have a side dish you can order.
Sure.
So think about stuff like, some of them have squash you can order, or green beans, or mac and cheese. No, that's not a vegetable.
So, well, I was going to ask if onion rings, onions and French fries will work.
You make decisions all the time. And I was thinking this morning, when you buy a cookie, you can buy a sugar cookie. Now, sugar cookies are good.
Yeah.
But if I had a choice for my health, if I had a choice between a sugar cookie or an oatmeal cookie, which do you think would be better?
Oh, of course, the oatmeal.
And so sometimes it's just simple decisions like that that keep us healthy. And you think, well, that's not a big deal, so we bought an oatmeal cookie for a snack instead of a sugar cookie. But it is. It all goes together.
An oatmeal cookie with an inch layer of frosting on top.
Yeah, that might be wrong. I don't know. It talks about having a salad as a main course in one of your meals.
Oh, I love doing that.
Yeah, I do too. And one of my favorites is a chef salad.
Okay.
And those of you that don't understand what a chef salad is, it's a tossed salad, but then it has things like sliced ham and sliced turkey and some hard-boiled eggs in. And it's a meal. It really is.
Awesome.
So you've got your vegetables, plus you've got the meat that's a protein. So a chef salad is really a good thing. Now on fruit, what would you think, Artie, would be a good thing to do with fruit?
Well, for the vitamin C, I would pick oranges, and I'm at a loss for anything else. Oh, apples and oranges. And then, like you said before, grapes, I guess.
Yeah, but it points out that maybe instead of having a tossed salad one night, you have a bowl of fruit.
Oh.
And not necessarily with sugar all over it or whipped cream.
I was going to put whipped cream on mine.
A lot of times my wife and I will put craisins. You know what a craisin is?
Love craisins, yeah.
And sliced bananas. And a few sliced peaches. And maybe some grapes. And we'll put it together and make a salad, a fruit salad.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, and you can put a little Cool Whip with it if you like. No, I mean, really, Cool Whip's not too bad. They have low calorie Cool Whip.
I just like to put the Cool Whip, canister in my mouth and, shoot that stuff directly down my throat.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll take 1 or 2 strawberries.
I have a son-in-law that does that.
Oh.
At Thanksgiving, he just puts it in there and he empties the whole can.
I don't know if that's healthy or not.
It has a little tip here about when you're snacking. What do you think about for snacks to have dried fruit?
Okay. Oh, and mix that with maybe some nuts or something.
Yeah, like trail mix.
Oh, absolutely.
When I'm traveling, a lot of times we'll make some trail mix out of like some wheat checks and some raisins and craisins and maybe some dried banana slices.
Very healthy.
And sit and snack on it instead of candy.
Sounds good.
Candy's not a health food. It really isn't. Let's see.
Well, except for the chocolate covered cherries.
Chocolate covered raisins. Now that's good health food. It talks about making your own popsicles. When our kids were growing up, my wife used to make homemade popsicles, but she'd make them out of fruit juice instead of punch.
That makes sense.
And like orange fruit juice or what else did she use? I'm trying to remember. But anyway, kids love them.
Or grape. Oh, the grape ones would be really good.
Yeah. So 100% juice, and it says you can even put in little chunks of real fruit like pineapple.
Or blueberries.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. It suggests for a snack a bag of baby carrots.
Actually, I've done that. I've tried, I'm trying to eat healthier, and I've snacked on little baby carrots.
They're tender.
Very
they're
inexpensive
easy,
as well.
And they're inexpensive, and they're filling.
Yeah.
And they're great for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's one of my top things that I've been eating recently.
Then it also talks about the benefits of juicing vegetables and fruit, making a drink in your osterizer.
Okay.
And, you can put carrots in there. You can put maybe some orange juice as a base or grape juice, some fruit, pineapple, peaches, what else?
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets. A 5-pound bag of sugar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some ice cream.
Yeah. One of the things that we used to do as a family, we used to make watermelon shakes.
Oh, really?
And they're really good. And now they have ice cream in, but you put some ice cream in the blender, and then some little bit of milk, and then some watermelon that you scoop out of the rind.
That's cool.
And osterize it up, and it tastes like watermelon. It's really good.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. I don't know if the ice cream qualifies as a health food or not, but
maybe.
Okay, it talks about when you have dip with a party or something or an appetizer. Make some dip and make the dip out of something healthy, like ranch dip is actually buttermilk dip.
Yeah.
It's made from buttermilk. But the important thing is instead of chips, you can use baby carrots.
Oh, broccoli.
You can use broccoli.
I love
mushrooms.
Broccoli. Oh, okay.
Mushrooms, sliced mushrooms, and use them. Cauliflower. I'd like to take the little cauliflower pieces and dip it and eat it that way.
That's a great idea.
And it talks about celery and cucumbers.
Now, celery, I believe, is
Is what?
I don't know. I had
Poison?
a brain fart. Not a lot of nutritious value.
Value in celery.
Yeah.
That could be, yeah.
But it's a great filler, though. I'd rather eat a whole bunch of celery and carrots than a whole bunch of chips or French fries or whatever. So
it says when you're making a vegetable salad, if you use different colors of things like pickled beets, carrots, some cabbage, different colors make it more appetizing.
Huh.
So, especially for kids, because sometimes getting them to eat, my oldest son would rather take a bullet than eat a vegetable.
That's the same with my brother.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Vegetables you can change up the way a vegetable tastes by cooking or serving it a different way. There's raw, of course. There's fried, there's boiled, and there's grilled barbecue. I'd love to grill some, I'll put some tomatoes, some squash, some onions, different things in one of my fry pans for the grill, and put some
Olive oil.
olive oil.
Yeah.
I was going to say extra virgin olive oil, and brush it with that and put it on the grill and let it grill. It's great. It talks about mixing with your meat on a plate, like maybe for kids or yourself, to mix the meat with, like a restaurant does, where they'll mix in a little broccoli or some onions or some mushrooms to mix it together so you get your vegetable too. And it says to try different textures of vegetables, especially for children. Cucumbers, apples, banana, eggplants, those are all different textures. Tomatoes.
Great tips.
And it talks about a fruit salad, like we talked about. Pour some fruit juice over it instead of putting Cool Whip on it.
Oh, that's a
Pour
good
little,
idea.
Yeah, pour a little pineapple juice on it, or and we need to talk about the choices you make at a supermarket. I think the number one choice, if you can do it, is to grow your own vegetables.
That's number one.
They
taste better. They're fresh.
They're better for you.
They're wonderful.
Number two is you can go to a place like Fry's Fruit Stand or Albertsons in their produce department, and you can pick out some fresh stuff there.
Yeah.
Number three would be frozen. They've come a long way since I was a kid, and they first come out with frozen TV dinners. Oh, they were terrible. But, frozen vegetables are pretty good now. Pretty good. And you can buy broccoli and cauliflower and peas and corn and take it home, and it stays fresh. The last choice, I think, is canned. And the reason that it's the last choice is that when they can it and they cook it, you take some of the nutrients out of it. So that would, it's good to eat. We'll buy a can of sliced carrots that are pre-cooked and heat them up, and I feel like, well, that's good. I'm eating carrots. It'd be better if they were fresh carrots.
Yeah, absolutely. Now
So-
back to the produce department in your grocery store. A lot of produce departments have bagged mixes like you referenced earlier with that bag full of coleslaw. And I came across a stir fry mix. It has it has peas in it. What was that? Peas, carrots, cabbage, and
a little broccoli or
Brussels sprouts. That bagged mix forced me to eat Brussels sprouts of all things.
I love Brussels
And actually,
sprouts.
I fried it up, with some chicken. It was great. Oh my gosh, it was awesome.
you can take that and put some chicken in a fry pan,
Sure.
and kind of get it cooked because it takes longer.
And
then put the stir fry vegetables
it's
on
awesome.
top of it.
Yeah, and also in that mix, it had some kale. So that's why I've been, I've
You're
been eating.
really getting healthy.
Oh my gosh, I've been eating a little bit of kale these days. So
Yeah,
that's embarrassing to admit on the radio, I guess.
yeah. There's a club, a support group. I was going to tell you there's a list here of what's in vegetables and why it's good for you. Potassium is something that's hard to get in a lot of foods, and it's present in vegetables, and it helps maintain your blood pressure.
Okay.
Helps to lower it. Dietary fiber helps to reduce your cholesterol and promotes proper bowel functions.
Sure.
And offers a feeling of fullness and actually lower calorie intake. Vitamin C, that's, of course, in all the fruits and that. Carrots, oranges, and so on. Vitamin A protects the body against infections, and it's an antioxidant. Do you know what an antioxidant is?
I think it helps clean things out, right? Or
It actually helps on a cellular level and a blood level to clean out some, like you say, take the trash out.
Uh-huh.
and it's an oxidant is actually detrimental to the body, and this is an antioxidant that gets rid of it.
And let's see. Oh, looks like carrots.
Yeah.
According to the web, carrots are very high in antioxidants.
Yeah, they're vitamin A. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great antioxidant, and it's also good for your vision.
And let's see. So, yeah, carrots. Can carrots kill you? Let's see what the web says about that.
If somebody dumps 2 tons on your head, they can.
Carrots, carrot eaters born between 1900 and 1920 have been noted to have wrinkled skin, brittle bones, and failing eyesight. Huh, that was a stupid fact.
That's fake news if I ever heard it. One thing that it talks about here in this material that we haven't mentioned yet are melons. Melons are good for you, like a cantaloupe, cranshaw melon, watermelon. I don't think so much. I don't think there's a lot of food value in watermelon, but it does go as far as filling you up. Like if you had some pieces of watermelon with your dinner, it would fill you up so you'd eat less of something else.
And I guess we're going to see less and less of those as fall, as we hit fall and yeah, so get a delicious ripe melon before they go away for the season.
I bought one the other day from Costco, and it actually was a really good sweet melon. It's one of the first ones I've had this year.
No, was it seedless or was it?
It's seedless. It was. Potatoes, it says, with skins on, are a good source of protein, iron, vitamin C, and potassium. And summer squash, is that any good for you?
Probably.
High in vitamin C, fiber, potassium, and magnesium. And sweet potatoes is one of the new foods that everybody's going for. And they're excellent sources of vitamin A, B, C, iron, fiber, potassium. It contains up to 4 times the daily required amount of beta carotene. Because it's orange, it's like a carrot. It has beta carotene in. So sweet potatoes are particularly, they're one of the superstars of nutrition.
That's
it
awesome.
is true, yeah. So that's good. And let's look at something else. Cabbage, high in vitamin C, folic acid, and we're not pregnant, so that might not make any difference. Calcium, potassium, and fiber. Carrots, let's see. Sweet corn. What do you think sweet corn has in it?
A little bit of fiber, probably, but
it has. Let's see. It has beta carotene and lutein. Lutein is good for your eyes.
Oh.
And it also supplies vitamins, iron, magnesium, and potassium. Eggplant, high in fiber, potassium, manganese, and B1. Okra, I don't even want to know what that, because I'm not going to eat it. Peas. Peas have, what do you think? High in protein.
Yeah, I was gonna say protein.
Were you? B vitamins, vitamin C, iron, potassium, and lutein. Peppers.
Vitamin C, probably.
Well, and beta carotene, the colored ones.
Oh yeah.
If a vegetable's orange, it has beta carotene. And vitamin B6 and potassium. All right. Here's some tips for your diet.
Okay.
You're having cereal. Put some fruit in it, so you eat less cereal and less sugar and more fruit. Like, I like to put craisins in it.
Or strawberries. Love strawberries.
Strawberries,
oh my gosh.
bananas.
But love bananas in cereal.
And blueberries.
Oh, okay.
Or raspberries. Raspberries are really good.
Oh.
You can't grow raspberries down here, but you can buy them. And in the evening, when you have your dinner, finish off your meal with apples or oranges or pears or bananas for a healthy dessert.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Instead of a piece of chocolate cake. You know,
And we talked about having a salad for a main course. And then when you have your dinner at night, let's say that you barbecue a steak, you know, have some Brussels sprouts or some broccoli or something with it as a side dish. It'll help you to fill up. And also vegetables go really well with rice.
Oh, yeah.
And rice is good for you.
Is it?
Has a lot of nutrition in it. Here's the thing on colors of vegetables. And red, you've got tomatoes, peppers, watermelon, cherries. I love cherries.
Yeah, cherries
this time
are really,
of year,
really good.
I wish they weren't quite as expensive as they are, but I love them.
Yeah.
Yellow is carrots, pumpkin. Pumpkin's good for you.
Yeah.
You know, do you know anybody that makes pumpkin pie out of a real pumpkin? Without buying the filling?
No.
I don't either, but that would be interesting to see what it tastes like. White, it has cauliflower, cabbage, bananas, dragon fruit. I don't know what dragon fruit is unless you have to catch a dragon to go get it. And plums, purple grapes, eggplant, and purple cabbage. So, and then it says to get the benefit, why eat a rainbow of colors. So if you're going to eat vegetables, why eat different colors together.
Well, we have about 30 seconds left of the show, Woody.
Do we?
But those, you know, today you had you gave some really great tips to stay healthy, and I think the takeaway is the fresher the better.
The fresher the better. The more natural the better. You know, there's when you're going to the supermarket and you're down the aisle, think to yourself, is there an alternative to this?
Sure.
Is there something more healthy?
Yep. Well, join us next week for another exciting edition of the Fun and Garden Show on Radio St. George 100.3.
Next week, we'll try to have more fun and less
You gave us some great tips. I mean, those are wonderful tips. I need to eat healthier, so
everybody
I really
does.
learned a lot. Yeah. Absolutely. Log on to funandgarden.com. Starting this next week, we're going to make sure that the podcasts
are on there.
The podcast of the show is on there. Also, you can go to Facebook and check out the show there as well.
Yeah, on Fun and Garden or the university radio site, the
Radio St. George.
Yeah.
You bet. All right. Well, thanks, Woody. And we'll see you next week on another exciting edition of the Fun and Garden Show on Radio St. George 100.3.
Have a good day.
You've been listening to The Garden Show. For audio and or video of this show, go to Facebook or YouTube.